Imagine this. You check your bank account on a random Tuesday morning, not because you're expecting a paycheck, not because you're worried about an overdraft, not because you're hoping your credit card payment already cleared. You check it because it's become a habit. And for the first time in your life, the number staring back at you has 5 digits, $10,000. Now, if you've never had $10,000 saved before, you're probably thinking, okay, that's nice, but it's not life-changing money. I get it. $10,000 doesn't buy you a mansion. It doesn't make you financially free. It doesn't allow you to quit your job. But here's the thing. Saving your first $10,000 changes your life in ways that have almost nothing to do with the actual money. In fact, I'd argue that the difference between someone with $500 saved and someone with $10,000 saved is much bigger than the difference between someone with $10,000 and someone with $100,000. And today I'm going to show you exactly why. Because what most people don't realize is that reaching $10,000 isn't just a financial milestone, it's a psychological milestone. And once you understand what happens after that point, you'll never look at money the same way again. My name is Zach, and I spend way too much time thinking about personal finance, wealth building, and how people actually become financially successful. If you're someone who feels like you're working hard but can't seem to get ahead financially, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Let's talk about why everything changes after you save your first $10,000. Look, most people believe money problems disappear when they start making more money. That's the assumption. Get a raise, get a better job, earn 6 figures, problem solved. Except that's not what happens. According to multiple surveys, a surprising percentage of Americans still live paycheck to paycheck, including many households earning over $100,000 per year. Why? Because income and wealth are not the same thing. Income is what you earn, wealth is what you keep. And here's what most people don't realize. Your first $10,000 proves something incredibly important. It proves that you can keep money. That sounds simple. But it's actually one of the rarest financial skills in the world. Most people learn how to earn. Very few learn how to keep. Saving $10,000 demonstrates discipline, patience, delayed gratification, and consistency. Those are the exact same skills required to eventually build $100,000, $500,000, or even $1 million. Section 2. The Emergency Fund Effect. Let's say your car breaks down tomorrow. The repair costs $1,200. For someone with $300 in savings, that's a crisis. For someone with $10,000 saved, it's an inconvenience. Same bill. Completely different emotional experience. This is where it gets really interesting. The true value of money isn't always what it buys, it's what it prevents. Stress, anxiety, panic, bad decisions. People often make terrible financial choices because they don't have options. When you're desperate, you make desperate decisions. You put expenses on high-interest credit cards. You take out personal loans. You borrow money from family. You accept jobs you hate. You stay trapped. But when you have $10,000 saved, something incredible happens. You gain breathing room. And breathing room changes everything. Section 3. The math most people miss. Now you might be thinking, okay, Zach, but $10,000 still isn't a lot of money. You're right, it's not. But let's do some simple math. Imagine 2 people. Person A has $0 invested. Person B has $10,000 invested. If both earn an average annual return of 8%, person B earns roughly $800 without doing any additional work. Think about that. Money starts producing money. For the first time, it's small, but it's proof of concept. It's like planting your first seed and seeing the first sprout appear. You haven't built the forest yet, but now you know the process works, and that's incredibly powerful psychologically. Section 4. The Identity Shift. Here's something nobody talks about. Saving $10,000 changes your identity. Before $10,000, you think, I should probably save more. After $10,000, you think, I am a saver. That's a huge difference. Psychologists call this identity-based behavior. People tend to act consistently with who they believe they are, Someone who identifies as healthy exercises differently. Someone who identifies as wealthy manages money differently. Someone who identifies as an investor thinks differently about spending. Once you reach $10,000, your brain starts viewing money through a completely different lens, and that's often the beginning of real wealth. Section 5. Why the next $10,000 is easier. Here's the funny thing. The first $10,000 is usually the hardest. Why? Because you're building habits from scratch. You're learning budgeting, you're learning restraint, you're learning delayed gratification, you're learning how to say no. It's like pushing a giant boulder uphill. But once the boulder starts moving, momentum takes over. Let's say you save $300 per month. That's $3,600 per year. Now imagine your $10,000 portfolio earns $800. Instead of growing by $3,600, you're growing by $4,400. Your money starts helping you, and every year that effect becomes larger. This is why wealth often seems slow at first and fast later. Section 6. The psychology of consumption. Look, we live in a world designed to make you spend. Every app, every advertisement, every influencer, every notification, someone is always trying to separate you from your money, and most people never realize they're playing a game designed for them to lose. Here's what most people don't realize. The real battle isn't math, it's psychology. The person making $60,000 and saving 20% often becomes wealthier than the person making $120,000 and saving nothing. Not because they're smarter, because they're more disciplined. And saving $10,000 proves you've started winning that psychological battle. Section 7. The freedom factor. Imagine your boss asks you to do something unreasonable. The version of you with no savings says yes immediately. The version of you with $10,000 pauses. Why? Because money creates options, and options create freedom. Financial freedom isn't necessarily about quitting your job tomorrow. It's about reducing desperation. Every dollar saved increases your ability to make decisions from strength instead of fear. And